What's up, guys? It's Argon657 here, and today I bring you another Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle against Leslie. Today we are having a UU battle, and yeah, it was a pretty good battle. If you guys do enjoy the video, don't forget to Continental crush that like button below. And yeah, so yeah, taking a look at the team, he has some pretty threatening Pokemon, such as the form of Weavile, Scizor, and Terrakion, as well as Latios, depending on if it's Scarf or Mega. However, my Weavile is also a threat to his team because he doesn't have much to take a Choice Bandit, Icicle Crash, or a knockoff. Yeah, so Scizor will not take a knockoff upon switching in. Terrakion will not take an Icicle Crash that well. His Swampert's his only answer to my Mega Manectric, and I do have the Crocodile to Pursuit Trap the Latios, just in case he's Scarfed and he locks himself in the Draco Meteor or something like that. And I also have my Gliscor to counter the Scizor and the Terrakion. Well, sort of check the Scizor and Terrakion, not exactly counter it, because if it's a Swords Dance set, it could still do a lot of damage to my team. So I don't know if the Terrakion's banded or Scarf, or Scizor could be banded. Weavile could also be a choice banded set, so I'm gonna have to watch out for that. Or it could be Life Orb, and Life Orb set might be a little bit easier to deal with because I could still go into my Scizor and go for Bullet Punch, and I know that he probably won't stay in on that. So yeah, so I could just like U-turn and pivot around and all that. I actually have 3 Pokemon that I could pivot around. So yeah, so his Swampert, I don't have a Defogger, so that's why I have like a lot of Pokemon that don't really take too much damage from Stealth Rocks. Weavile's the only Pokemon that takes a lot of damage. So yeah, my Rotom is probably my best answer to the Swampert because I can Willow him. And Weavile, I can also get rid of his leftovers, Swampert. And then Crobat, I would have to find some way to make sure he does not defog, because I know Crobat, Latias, and Scizor all can learn defog. So yeah, it's going to be tough though, because I really want to be able to keep all the hazards up because it's really important. And yeah, my Crocodile should outspeed everything, probably barring the Terrakion if it's Scarfed. And I've never seen Scarf Weavile, so I'm assuming that Weavile could be Banded or Life Orb. Latias could be Mega Latias or Choiced or Life Orb, depending on, I don't know. And then Crobat could potentially be a defensive set with Defog or I don't know. And Scizor could also be another Defogger because I've seen Scizors with Defog before on Smogon and all that. So yeah, so alright, so we're gonna start with the battle, and I did predict him to lead off with Swampert, so I'm going to lead off with my Weavile because my Weavile is Choice Bandit and he doesn't have much to take an Icicle Crash like I just said. So I'm gonna lead off with Jack over here. So I'm just gonna go straight for the Icicle Crash because I want to see how much it might do to Swampert, or if he wants to switch into something. It's going to take a lot of damage, probably, except for Scizor, maybe. So yeah, I'm going to go for the Icicle Crash over here, and he's going to end up switching into his Terrakion, and it's going to do around 75%. So that's some pretty good damage, though, but I'm going to go into my Gliscor, expecting him to maybe be Choice Scarfed, and go for the Close Combat, or the Stone Edge. Both of them I can take with my Gliscor. And yeah, he's gonna end up going to his Scizor over here, and I'm not sure what kind of Scizor this is, but either way I'm gonna be able to set up my Stealth Rocks because this is a perfect opportunity to do so. And U-turn did a decent amount to my Gliscor. It looks like it's Choice Banded, but I'm not so sure about that because my Gliscor is very defensive, and I'm thinking maybe Choice Banded might have. I don't know, if it wasn't Choice Banded, it probably wouldn't have done that much. But either way, the Poison Heal's gonna heal most of my health back. So he's gonna go to his Swampert, and I know for a fact that he's gonna go for the Stealth Rocks. There's really no doubt for him to go for it. Well, there's really no doubt for him to. Yeah, there's no doubt for him to go for it. I was gonna say, like, there's no doubt for him to not go for Stealth Rocks, but I know that he's gonna go for the Stealth Rocks, so he does go for the Stealth Rocks, and I'm just gonna go for the knockoff, and knockoff is going to do a decent amount. It's gonna do around half, and luckily he doesn't get the burn with the Scald, so I'm gonna save my Weavile for later, and I'm gonna go to my Rotom because my Rotom can handle Swampert pretty well. But he's going to go for the Roar over here. And, yeah, I'm really hoping he doesn't roar me out into Weavile constantly. So yeah, my Gliscor, I don't know if he's going to go for a Scald. But either way, I'm going to switch out into my Rotom. Because Rotom, like I said, can take a Scald. And it doesn't really mind the burn that much. In fact, I can even Will-O-Wisp him. And it'll be good from there. But he's going to go for the Scald. And it's not going to do too much to my Rotom. And he does not get the burn. So it's pretty cool. And I go for the Volt Switch, expecting him to switch out into his Latias. Because Latias could handle my Rotom pretty well. So, but he stays in and go for the Roar. And he roars me out into my Manectric over here. Now, I do not want to Mega Evolve just yet because I don't want to take an Earthquake. And I'm going to switch into my Rotom, expecting him to go for the Earthquake because I know most Swamperts carry Earthquake all the time just for coverage. So, he's going to indeed go for the Earthquake, which is fine. I don't really care that much, but I'm going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, and he's going to get burned, and my dog is whining, so sorry about that. Yeah, so I'm going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, and I do burn the Swampert, so that's pretty nice. And he's going to go for the Scald, and he does not get the burn. I'm getting pretty lucky of him not going for the burn. It's like missing Focus Blast or something like that, hitting Focus Blast all the time. But I'm going to go for the Hydro Pump, and luckily I hit, and I'm able to I'm actually not going to be able to take him out, though. I think Swampert might have some special defense EVs, because it's able to live the Hydro Pump. Either that, or I got a really low damage roll. So yeah, he's going to roar me out into my Scizor, which is fine. Because now I can go for the U-turn if he decides to stay in, and I could get a Switch Initiative if he switches out. But either way, I'll probably get Switch Initiative, though. In this case, he's going to save his Swampert for Death Fodder later, and he's going to go to his own Scizor. And I'm going to go for the U-turn, because I can easily threaten him out with my Manectric, because I can go for the Flamethrower. Or I could go for the Thunderbolt, because his Swampert's going to be gone, so I can just freely go for the Thunderbolt if I wanted to. So it's looking pretty good for me, because now that his Swampert's gone, and his leftovers are gone as well. So I'm going to Mega Evolve and go for the Volt Switch, just in case he stays in. Yeah, he ends up sacking off his Swampert, and he's probably going to go into his Latias, which he does over here, and I am going to go for the Hidden Power Ice, and I want to see how much, no wait, never mind, I switch out, and I go into my Rotom Wash, and he's going to go withdraw. I thought he was going to go for the Draco Meter, because I thought that maybe he could go for the Draco, and I can go into my Crocodile or my Weavile and Pursuit Trap him. So, he's gonna go to his Scizor, double switch into his Scizor. I went to sack my Rotom though. He's gonna go for the U-turn, and I went for the Will-O-Wisp. I thought I might be able to live, but the fact that he's able to knock me out means that he's Choice Banded because I'm max defense, max HP Rotom, and I'm pretty sure I would have been able to live the U-turn otherwise. So now he's gonna go to his Crobat, and I'm gonna go to my Manectric because that's the only thing that actually outspeeds the Crobat, barring my Crocodile, which is Scarfed. So yeah, my Crocodile and my Manectric both outspeed the Crobat. So yeah, I'm just gonna go straight for the Thunderbolt because I want to put a lot of pressure on him to make sure he doesn't defog the hazards. And he ends up staying in, so I'm able to take out the Crobat. So he's not gonna be able to defog these hazards away. So that's pretty good. But now he's gonna go back into his Latias, and I don't know what he wants to do. He could potentially Mega Evolve or something like that. So which he does here, and I'm gonna go for the Hidden Power Ice because I want to see how much it will do because I am max special attack. I'm not modest though, I'm timid nature, so it's not gonna do too much to Latias, and that kind of sucks though because now I have to switch out, and I'm gonna go for the Volt Switch because I cannot stay in on this Latias because he can easily go for the Calm Mind and then sweep my whole team. Probably except my Weavile because my Weavile can still threaten him out with the Icicle Crash or the knockoff. What I decided to do was go for the knockoff because I know that knockoff will not be boosted with the item because he has a Mega Stone. But if he wants to switch out into something, I expected him to maybe want to go to his Scizor to try to take the Icicle Crash, so I went for the knockoff, but he ends up sacking his Terrakion. So, which is fine. I was actually worried that knockoff was not going to take out Terrakion, but it ends up taking out the Terrakion anyway. So, the fact that it didn't knock off an item tells me he's probably, he's most likely, actually he's definitely Z-move. So, definitely has that Z Crystal, but I don't have to worry about it. But now he's going to go to his Scizor, and I'm going to go to my Gliscor predicting the Bullet Punch, because I could easily take a Bullet Punch with ease. And he's going to go for the U-turn. I could have stayed in, though, but I still needed the Weavile for that Latias. And Latias is a big threat against my team. However, I do have my own Scizor, but I don't know if he has Hidden Power Fire. Because I know sometimes Latias can carry Hidden Power Fire. He could be, he could probably have Stored Power. I'm pretty sure he has Stored Power, but I'm not sure what his last move is. He could be Hidden Power Fire. It could be Thunderbolt. I don't know. But he's going to go to his own Weavile, and I'm just going to sack my Gliscor because I don't really need it anymore. And he ends up over-predicting, expecting me to want to switch out and do something else. So he went for the knockoff over the Icicle Crash. And I'm pretty sure he over-predicted again because he went for the knockoff twice. I guess he thought I would switch out. So yeah, which is fine. I'm just going to go for the Roost because I know that he's going to get knocked out by the Life Orb in case he did over-predict. But really, I'm just trying to sack my Gliscor. But then I could probably use it for later on. So what I can do is maybe save it for Death Fodder later. And I could sack my Weavile because he still has that Scizor in the back. And I can't really do anything to Scizor with my Weavile. So I'm going to sack my Weavile because I still have my own Scizor. Which, if he doesn't have Hidden Power Fire, which he went for the Ice Beam, he definitely does not have Hidden Power Fire because his last move is the Stored Power. So I'm going to go into my Scizor, and all I have to do is really set up a Swords Dance, and I can just go for the Bullet Punch. I'm not sure if Bullet Punch will be a 2-hit KO though, because this is not an offensive Scizor. This is actually more of a defensive Scizor with Swords Dance. So yeah, I'm just going to go for the Swords Dance over here. And Yeah, so now I'm at +2 attack, and I don't think Bullet Punch might be a 2-hit KO, so I'm gonna go for the Bullet Punch anyway, just to see how much it will do. Yeah, Bullet Punch doesn't even do half to him, so he's gonna go for the Calm Mind, and I'm actually just gonna go for the U-turn because U-turn is super effective and everything, and it's also stab. So, alright, so he's probably gonna go for the recover here, but I can still possibly knock him out with the U-turn because I'm at +2. I might have a chance to knock him out, but I also have a chance of him surviving the hit, so I'm gonna go for the U-turn. And it doesn't quite knock out the Latios. However, I can still go into my Crocodile and Pursuit Trap him. But it's really not necessary to Pursuit Trap him because he's going to die to the entry hazards. So, I might as well just go for the knockoff because he can't do anything with, to my Crocodile with his Scizor because Bullet Punch is not a straight Oko from full health almost. So, I'm able to take out the Latios with the knockoff, and his last Pokemon is the Scizor, and I'm just going to go straight for the knockoff, and I'm just going to stay in, because I can take a Bullet Punch for sure. Unless it gets a critical hit, but I don't think even with a critical hit, it would have been able to knock out my Crocodile, but I don't know for sure. It could, but it doesn't matter now, because I'm able to take him out with the knockoff, and he's indeed Choice Banded, so, yeah, that was a pretty good battle. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It really felt like it was a lot closer than a 4-0 in my opinion, but nonetheless, it was a pretty good battle. He did make some double switches and stuff like that. Now, if he was able to defog the hazards, I wasn't sure if yeah, Weavile could have possibly gotten another probably gotten like maybe at least one kill or so, being my Gliscor and possibly maybe Crocodile, well not Crocodile, probably my Rotom or something like that. I don't know. No, my Rotom was dead before he sent out Weavile, so but I could still like check him with Scizor and stuff like that, so it really didn't make much of a difference if he did take out my Gliscor. Yeah, so, so yeah, if you guys, I do have a Discord server. If you guys want to join my Discord server, it's down in the description below. And, that's where I get most of my battles from. I do get battles from other Discord servers too, not just mine. But, yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave that comment below and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later.